Robert Griffin III just set the internet on fire with a post so outrageous even his fans couldn't defend it. The former NFL quarterback shared a racist cartoon-style image that seemed to show Caitlin Clark being attacked by a dark-skinned villain, immediately triggering backlash. But what made it worse? The caption, "This is how Angel Reese feels every time Clark wins." That's right. He tried to make Angel Reese the face of hate using a racially charged post to imply that she's obsessed with tearing Caitlin Clark down. The message was loud and clear. Angel doesn't just dislike Caitlin, she despises her success. And just like that, Reese was dragged into a controversy she couldn't escape no matter how fast she ran. The timing couldn't have been worse. Clark had just led her team to another stunning win, and instead of celebrating greatness, the media was flooded with this toxic message from Griffin, amplifying the idea that Reese is jealous, bitter, and full of hate. It didn't take long for the internet to connect the dots. The post wasn't some random meme, it was a reflection of what many believe Angel Reese has been doing for months, fueling hate against Caitlin Clark. Fans pointed out how often Reese's interviews, tweets, and sideline antics seem to take aim at Clark. Even when Caitlin isn't in the building, Angel finds a way to bring her up. People started digging up old clips of Reese mocking Clark's signature celebrations, brushing off questions about her or throwing shade after losses. And this time, there was no way to spin it. Griffin's post exposed the pattern. Reese wasn't some misunderstood competitor. She was playing the villain in a story that America no longer found cute. Suddenly, even WNBA legends and analysts were chiming in, calling out the behaviour and demanding accountability. The sympathy was gone. Reese's image took a direct hit, and the worst was yet to come. As Clark's popularity skyrocketed, something else was happening. Reese was getting clowned across social media. While Caitlin's jersey was selling out, Reese was trending for all the wrong reasons. Hashtags like Team Clark and Reese Hater were everywhere. Memes flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, mocking Angel's bitter expressions and claiming she was rent-free obsessed with Caitlin. And here's the twist. Clark never fired back. She stayed silent, focused on her game, while Reese kept stumbling into one disaster after another. That silence only made Clark stronger in the eyes of fans. She became the hero rising above the noise, while Reese became the noise. The contrast was impossible to ignore, and it made Griffin's post feel like the final straw. Public opinion flipped. People were no longer laughing with Angel, they were laughing at her. Then came the leaks. Private DMs, allegedly from Angel Reese's burner account, started surfacing. Messages filled with insults, laughing emojis, and jabs at Caitlin Clark's appearance, family, and race. It was ugly. Screenshots showed Reese calling Clark overrated and mocking her supporters as crazy white girls who can't hoop. Some messages even hinted that Reese coordinated with friends to spread hate toward Clark online using fake accounts. Reese's reaction. As a subheading, while Angel tried to play innocent in public, the leaks painted a darker picture, one of a calculated, petty bully who was obsessed with destroying Caitlin's image. Analysts who once defended Reese now went quiet. Even her teammates stopped reposting her content. The damage was done. These weren't just opinions anymore, this was evidence. And it all pointed to one thing. Reese wasn't a misunderstood rival. She was running a smear campaign, and it was unraveling fast. That's when the brand started walking away. Fast. Major companies that once celebrated Angel Reese for her confidence and flair suddenly pulled back. A popular athletic wear company quietly removed her campaign video from its homepage. A beverage sponsor cancelled a scheduled appearance, and whispers from marketing insiders said more were ready to follow. Why? Because no brand wants to be linked to racism, bullying, and hate. Caitlin Clark, meanwhile, was getting fresh endorsement offers every week. Energy drinks, shoes, cereal brands, you name it. Reese's toxicity was costing her millions, while Clark's calm, focused attitude was turning into a goldmine. Even casual fans could see the difference. One was a rising star, the other was a falling one, dragging her own name through the mud with every click and comment. Behind the scenes, the WNBA started making moves. League officials, according to multiple sources, were fed up with the drama. While Clark brought in ticket sales and TV ratings, Reese was becoming a liability. Rumours swirled that team execs and coaches were warning players to distance themselves from her. Some insiders claimed Reese was even left off internal promotions and media pushes, not because of talent, but because of image. She was no longer the face of swagger, she was the face of scandal. And no league trying to grow its brand wants that kind of chaos attached to it. One insider even said bluntly, "We can't market hate, we need stars, not sideshows." It was a harsh but clear message. Reese had pushed too far, and now the league was pushing back. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's legal team wasn't just watching, they were striking. Lawyers representing Clark quietly started documenting every instance of public harassment, online defamation, and racially charged commentary linked to Reese. They compiled screenshots, video clips, and timestamps, all showing a pattern of targeted abuse. Legal analysts suggested that if Clark wanted to sue for character defamation, she had a strong case. But more importantly, her team was preparing for something bigger, securing her image rights and shutting down anyone using her name for clout. That included memes, fake quotes, and edited clips being shared by Reese's camp. In contrast to Reese's recklessness, Clark's camp looked organised, professional, and ready for battle. And that was the difference. One woman played games on social media, the other played chess in court. The deeper the legal digging went, the more lies fell apart. Reese's claims that she was just having fun or competing with confidence didn't hold up. The tone, the consistency, and the volume of her attacks told a different story. Lawyers found patterns of timing. Reese's shady posts always followed Clark's big moments. The jealousy was impossible to deny. Clark's side even had witnesses, including teammates and former coaches, willing to testify that Reese often spoke about taking Clark down in private settings. And when those statements were compared with the public attacks, the truth was crystal clear. This wasn't competition, it was obsession. The media started shifting too. Articles that once called Reese bold were now calling her toxic. Public support dried up, even neutral fans started picking sides, and most weren't picking Angel. By the time the smoke cleared, the damage to Angel Reese's career was massive. At least 3 sponsorship deals were gone, her social media follower count stalled, and worse, the WNBA itself had gone silent on her presence. While Caitlin Clark was being featured in new campaigns and league events, Reese was notably absent. The All-Star votes didn't lie either. Clark was a lock. Reese didn't even make the reserve. And when teammates were asked about her, they dodged the question. No support, no defense, nothing. The silence said it all. Reese had become a PR disaster, and even her closest allies weren't willing to go down with her. It was isolation in real time. And she had no one to blame but herself. Angel Reese thought she could destroy Caitlin Clark with social games, petty drama, and online hate. But in the end, she destroyed herself. Every jab, every tweet, every smirk that mocked Clark came back like a boomerang and hit even harder. Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the smear campaign, she rose above it. She became stronger, more respected, and more successful. Meanwhile, Reese is left watching from the sidelines, wondering how the girl she tried to tear down ended up becoming the face of the league. The truth is brutal. When you play dirty, you don't just lose the game, you lose everything. Angel Reese lit the fire, but now she's the one burning in it.